morning. Welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Austin. Our service this morning will be led by the Senior High Youth Group. We are a spiritual community dedicated to the free search for truth and meaning and welcome persons of all religions, ethnic and racial origins, sexual orientations, abilities, and other circumstances. We extend a special welcome to our visitors this morning. We're glad you're here. We invite you to enjoy stimulating coffee, conversation, and fellowship after the service in House and Hall, which is located beyond the sanctuary and foyer and to your right. Visit the welcome table while you're there. We encourage you to fill out the visitor card located in the pew back in front of you. You can leave the card in the collection plate, on your seat, or on the visitor's table in the foyer, where you can also pick up informative literature and have your questions answered. If you have been attending your church for a while and would like to explore the path to membership, a volunteer at the membership table can assist you. We come from a long heritage of teaching that there's a spark in the divine in every human. In the spirit of that heritage, greet each person to your right and left and welcome this here this morning.
Please join me in saying the words by which we light our chalice. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to find, and to share.
You do not have to be good.
You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting.
You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves.
Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine.
Meanwhile, the world goes on.
Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers.
Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again.
Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things.
Please join us in singing our opening hymn, number 118, This Little Light of Mine.
People often ask,
what holds Unitarian Universalists together? We all come find inspiration in different religions: Judaism, Christianity, paganism, Buddhism, Hinduism, and many others. As Unitarian Universalists of the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Austin, we find unity in our mission statement, which we say together. We gather in community to nourish souls, transform lives, and do justice.
All right, and now I invite all the young and young at heart to come up here to the side of the stage for the story of all ages. All right, so our story today is going to be called I Like Myself by Karen Beaumont and illustrated by David Cottrell. I like myself. I'm glad I'm me. There's no one else I'd rather be. I like my eyes, my ears, my nose. I like my fingers and my toes. I like me wild. I like me tame. I like me different and the same. I like me fast. I like me slow. I like me anywhere I go. I like me on the inside too, for all I think and say and do. Inside, outside, upside down, from head to toe and all around. I like it all. It all is me, and me is all I want to be. And I don't care in any way what someone else may think or say. I may be called a silly nut or crazy cuckoo bird. So what? I'm having too much fun, you see, for anything to bother me. Even when I look a mess, I still don't like me any less, 'cause nothing in this world, you know, can change what's deep inside. And so, no matter if they stop or stare, no person ever, anywhere, can make me feel that what they see is all there really is to me. I'd still like me with fleas and warts, or with a silly snout that snorts, or knobbly knees, or hippo hips, or purple polka-dotted lips, or beaver breath, or stinky toes, or horns protruding from my nose, or yikes with spikes all down my spine, or hair that's like a porcupine. I still would be the same, you see. I like myself because I'm me. The end.
I now invite you all for a moment of meditation. Not the silence of a child finally asleep in a crib, not the silence of pear blossoms falling, not the silence of singers after the song, not the silence of embarrassed strangers, not the silence of streets when gunshot stops, not the silence of rage, not the red-faced silence of frustration, not the silence of the exhausted, not the silence of the gardener gardening alone, but this, the silence of those who have been together and do not need to hide their aloneness with words, the silence of lovers who have come to a place of quiet comfort, the silence of a newborn at breast, the silence of an overflowing human heart under the stars at night, the silence of friends holding still in a long, tender embrace. And now I invite you all, if you would like, to light a candle that we have on the wall in focus of hopes or a special event or a memory or anything else that you would like to put into the air of the sanctuary.
The first thought that I had when I heard that the theme for this service was expressions of the soul was that I wish I could paint. It's something that I've wished often, even though I can't draw so much as a straight line, because I can think of nothing more beautiful than someone looking on a piece of canvas and seeing a bit of my soul. Expressions of the soul made me wish that I could show with pinks and oranges and blues how I go about my day. A picture is worth 1,000 words, you see, and even though I do have thousands of words, I found myself wishing for a more astonishing way to express my soul. I wondered if perhaps I should paint anyway, or write a poem, or a song. I spent hours deliberating just what I would write, just how I would say it, and just how everyone in this room would react to it. I felt like this was a big moment for me, a chance to show my face to a congregation that I hardly get to see. But I realized that planning out every second of my speech to match what I thought you would want to hear would be unfair to you, because you are learning more about my soul in the words that I stumble over and in the bite marks on my lips and in the color of my eyeshadow than you ever could from words only written to impress you. I have decided that I am not on this stage to impress you. And if the world's a stage, well, you can see where this is going. As I bear my soul in this church, I wish, like anyone, that I could say that I am always kind, thoughtful, and compassionate, that I like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. But I can't, because I would be lying. Because the true expression of my soul cannot be painted on a canvas. Like the universe, it is infinite. And like the universe, it is constantly expanding. The expression of my soul is in the $2 I do not give to the homeless man on Wednesday, and the $2 that I do give to him next week. The expression of my soul is in the text that I anxiously wait for, and the call that I do not care to return. The expression of my soul is in the photographs I throw away and the photos that I regret not having kept. The expression of my soul is in my father's strong hands and in the curve of my mother's nose. In the butterfly that you try and catch and the moth that you let fly away, in the thunderstorm and in the sunshine, in the Big Bang and in the stardust that has formed into my flesh. All of these are expressions, and yet only a select few will ring true at any given time. Now I could give you 1,000 more examples, but I suspect that many of you do not have that kind of time. So I suppose if I have to leave you with something, if there is anything to be learned from my senseless kaleidoscope of words, then I will leave you with this. The next time you see a stranger tapping their foot at the checkout line in the grocery store, the next time you see someone smile when they thought no one was looking, the next time you make a face at yourself in the mirror, understand that you are not simply seeing a tick or a twitch or a coincidence. Understand that you are looking into someone's universe and that they're looking into yours. So no, I don't like pina coladas or getting caught in the rain. And I can't paint or even draw a straight line. But I might someday. And isn't that kind of beautiful? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Moores,
And Luna Whitegrass.
and we're going to be singing I Am Not a Robot by Marina and the Diamonds. You've been acting awful tough lately,
Smoking a lot of cigarettes lately.
but inside, you're just a little baby. Oh, it's okay to say you got a weak spot. You don't always have to be on top. Better to be hated than loved for what you're not. You're vulnerable, you're vulnerable. You are not a robot, you're lovable, so lovable, but it's just trouble. Guess what? I'm not a robot, a robot. Guess what? I'm not a robot, a robot. You've been hanging out with the unloved kids, so you never really liked and you never trusted, but you are so magnetic. Pick up all the pins, never committing to anything. Don't pick up the phone when it rings. Don't be so pathetic. Just open up and sing. You're vulnerable, I'm vulnerable. I am not a robot, you're lovable, so lovable, but you're just trouble. Guess what? I'm not a robot, a robot. Guess what? I'm not a robot, a robot. Can you teach me how to feel real? Can you turn my powers on and let the drum beat drop? Guess what? I am not a robot. Guess what? I'm not a robot, a robot. Guess what? I'm not a robot, a robot.
Hi, my name is Mary Emma. My family excels in expression. My mother is an artist, a sculptor, while my father has been playing bass for forever. As a kid, I felt I had to pick between the two, either music or art, because my mother is no musician and my father is no artist. Unfortunately, I was mildly talented at both, and it tore me apart not to be able to choose. Then I found writing. I've always had a knack for rhetoric. My grandmother loves to tell the story of how someone left me alone in a carriage to grab something, and I shouted, "Look me," until someone finally did. In this vein, things haven't changed much. When I write for me. It's a way of shouting for attention that, while I don't need, I want. Unlike when I was a baby, I want the attention because of what I have to say. More and more, I find myself writing as an expression of what I see. There's hardly any fiction to my poems, and any fiction to my short stories is in the same sense that Plato uses a fictitious cave. I write to show the world how my soul has filtered it. My mom uses clay the way that I use words, to form, to sculpt, a thought, an idea. My father uses bass as a way to express a sort of silence. It's a quiet that no one else can hear, but is evident on his face as he plays. I've had questions for them for as long as I can remember. How do you play? How do you start? And of course, can you teach me? It wasn't until I stopped trying to be an artist or a musician that I found how bothersome these sorts of questions are. People often ask writers what their writing process is. I find it to be a tedious question because people often don't have one, and if they do, it is one step: writing. This is both unfortunate and unhelpful, so I am suggesting we change the question to one more answerable. How about what drives you to creativity? What makes your soul expression important? Or better yet, how do you use X medium to express Y thought? How do you use dance to express the injustice you see? How do you use art to show how your soul catches fire, or words to display your bleeding heart? Step 1, Close your eyes. Listen to your heartbeat in somewhere other than your chest. 2, translate each beat into something only you can understand. Shapes, colors, notes, old Shakespeare quotes. It's up to you. 3, pile up your thoughts and start the trek up. Focus on each single bit of your thought mountain. Do not be afraid of how steep it is. Instead, congratulate yourself on having so many ideas that are all worth your time. 4, don't look down. There is a reason onwards and upwards is an expression used for perseverance, and nowhere in that saying does it mention what you have already passed. If you've passed it, you can see it on your way back. It's not important now. 5, find a good climbing playlist. People listen to music when running to help their motivation, so why not when climbing a metaphorical mountain? It doesn't have to be music. It doesn't even have to be real, as long as it spurs you on. You're almost there. 6, get tired. Almost every creative process involves some amount of something equivalent to writer's block. It's normal. It's natural. It will pass. 7, reach the top, or don't. Your ideas will always continue growing, and depending on how fast you climb and how quick you think, you might not reach the peak. No one expects your magnum opus to be created by following the steps a 17-year-old sets out for you. 8, create. If you are not ready, climb higher, but don't think you've taken too big of a bite. Don't back down. Let the colors that flow through your veins out into the world. It's important that you do this for yourself. Not for me, not for anyone else. This is directed to you as an individual. Transferring thoughts and experiences from your brain to your heart, turning them into colors, to movement, is only half of the process. Letting them free is what wipes the soul clean, and the tears of the joy of the day let out into the wind is what makes a new slate for a new day. So, in the spirit of release, move your body. Put as many exclamation marks as you think are necessary. Add that streak of yellow and vibrato the crap out of that last note. It's up to you. It is you. What you create is as much of a part of you as your limbs are, so never be ashamed of what you create. Part of the human experience is to encounter pain, sadness, excitement, relief. And as we are all, to my knowledge, humans, there is no reason not to revel in this shared experience. As individuals, we create to express what we feel, but as a collective, there is an amazing opportunity that arises. The opportunity to relate. Why else should we feel such satisfaction at things well planned, except for that they are the product of those who find satisfaction in things well planned? Why else would we be moved to tears when we read the poems of the sorrowful? Why else would we come together to sit in a room every week to listen to one person's words if those words did not mirror our own? We create for ourselves and share for others. That is the importance of the expressions of our soul. Thank you.
I'm Mara Morris.
And I'm Franny Wethington.
Today we will be singing Transformed by Isabel Bennett.
It's a personal rendition, so if you know the song, we changed all of it. Can you make it go away?
Can you make me right?
Can you make the thoughts all stop so I can hide them out of sight?
If you loved me, I wouldn't have to wonder. I wouldn't have to blunder through this life.
If you love me, I wouldn't have to run away. I wouldn't have to hide away through this life. If I could transform and change the way I am right now, I'd be exactly what you want to see.
If you loved me, Open up your heart. Take me
as I am.
Love me.
Love me.
Hate me.
Hate me.
Break my heart. Just let me live. Break my heart. Just let me live.
Hello. I'm Kate, and I'd like to start on a realistic note. I can't sing. That said, I sung in choir for 7 years. I like the sound of my own voice, but I realize that few other people share my opinion. The only accomplishment I can allot to my choir career is that I finally got my dad to stop making fun of how tone deaf I was. I can't dance. That said, I tap danced for 3 years. I like dancing. My favorite dance move is a bit experimental. It involves the acceptance of gravity rather than resisting it. Basically, I fall down. And for some reason, no one seems to understand that when I whip out this showstopper, I'm doing it on purpose. I call it a showstopper because at the last youth lock-in, I got so into the karaoke that I used my signature dance move and broke the microphone. No more karaoke. It really was a great showcase of both my singing and dancing abilities. There is a purpose to all this self-degradation. I can't play an instrument. That said, I played piano for 10 years. Now, piano I actually got pretty good at, and I stopped playing in high school when I encountered the insurmountable wall that is Scott Joplin. And I decided that I was happy with how far I'd come. I bragged about playing piano for a while after I stopped. Then, my little sister picked it up. And when she perfected the Maple Leaf Rag in a single week, as easily as Superman leapt over tall buildings in a single bound, when she sped past my personal record of piano mastery like Bonnie and Clyde past a billboard on the highway, that's when I admitted I can't play piano. I can barely play a scale, especially after not touching the instrument since I quit. I admitted this only to myself, of course, not to my sister. Never. Hi, Allie. Now, my sister Allison is a different story. Although she doesn't like to sing, she has perfect pitch. Although she abhors school dances, she can dance. And although she has no interest in pursuing music in her life, she could start a one-woman band with all the instruments she plays. She could even design the album cover art. She can draw, too. But that's all right. It's awesome, because I make up for my lack of a creative outlet by helping other people with theirs. I may not be able to sing or dance, but you bet I'll organize a show featuring you. I may not be able to make art, but you bet I'll be putting together an auction for yours. My talents aren't ones that can be shown off, and I don't express myself through my hair or my clothes or my skin. My sole expression, pun intended, is the impact I have on the world. My favorite days are the ones where I can look around and see the imprint of my hand in the happiness of others. Because their success is my success. That includes this worship service. Atlas lifts up the world, and I lift up my friends. Community is my legacy. And now I ask you, what will be your legacy? Who will you lift up? Who has uplifted you? Who has been your Atlas? How can we, as a group of humans, bonded by a shared set of beliefs to love and respect, strive to lift up others? As Unitarian Universalists, community is our religion. We see past the perceived limits people resign themselves to and push them to their true potential. My mother, Sheila Gladstone, who served as president of the church during our tumultuous transition between ministers, is an introvert. My father, who would much rather sit in his office and tinker with his Excel spreadsheets than socialize with other people, served as financial advisor for the church for several years. I have seen this church bring people together in the most creative ways, from Hogwarts camp to the watermelon seed spitting contest. So it's no wonder that having grown up here with all my wonderful advisors and mentors, Bill and Laura, Amber, and now Jerry and Maudie, I've become a product of the church. My talent is bringing people together. My teacher is this church. Thank you.
I now invite you all to join us in singing hymn number 123, Spirit of Life.
We say in our church that the offering is a sacrament of the free church. Every week, we lift up the spiritual value of generosity by taking an offering for the ministries of this church. Our plate then, as it is passed among us, becomes filled with the evidence of that generosity. It is our harvest, gathered every week for what most nourishes us. The ushers will now come among you to receive the gifts of congregation. The morning offering will be most gratefully received.
The bridging ceremony celebrates the transition of our youth from their high school experience into young adulthood. It's the time of tremendous change and stress for our youth. It's a time when many of them will leave our particular church community to travel to other cities, into higher education, into careers, and possibly into new families. The bridging ceremony is a rite of passage that welcomes these bright and energetic young people into the rewards and responsibilities of adult life. The bridge has two sides. One side is childhood and adolescence. The other side is scary and vast, vast frontier of the unknown. It's full of boundless opportunities, but also a whole lot of new challenges. And we, the adult members of this church community, also stand on the other side, not just the scary challenges. We stand on the other side with open arms to welcome you, to welcome all of them who come to us from YRUU, Young Religious Unitarian Universalists. Our minds are prepared to mentor them and learn from them, as we're doing today, and our hearts are prepared to share life together with them. Now, this year is a particularly difficult year. This is the class that came in as Jerry became our senior youth advisor and as freshmen. And so once they bridge, I'm going to invite him to speak to you all as well. So we have seen them from little seedlings to young adults. And so this is a particularly emotional year for our congregation to say, see you soon, hopefully. Not goodbye. So what we will do, we're going to be doing this a little bit differently than last year. When these folks, I'm going to call their name, they're going to come up here. I want to shake your hands and give you a squeeze if I'm allowed to. And I'm going to give you a gift. Inside these gifts are these really cool necklaces that are our fare thee well gift to you. See you soon gift to you. And it has engraved on it the 7 principles that the version you learned as a kid in Sunday school. On the back it says 2015 First UU Church of Austin. Wear it with pride. There's also a mini altar in there. Earth, fire, water, and air. Thank you. I'm like, are you guys paying attention? No, the air is a little bit of bubbles. The water is a little vial of water from our tap here at First UU. The earth is a little bit of dirt from our playground here. And the fire is a little tea light from our stash of these tea lights from the window. So you're carrying us with you. There's also in there so that you can tell the 4 directions, and most importantly, so you can find your way back home to us. There's a compass. And it's got a whistle on the other end, so stay safe. You'll also find a brochure for the UUA's Bridge Connections program. Go online, send in the form on the brochure, whatever you do, sign up for that so that we can shout out at you, holler at you wherever you may go, and connect you with other UU recently bridged folks and other local UU congregations so that they know that you're ours and you're soon to be theirs, but they better take good care of you. You got it? So sign up. Okay. After I give them my goodbyes, I want I'm going to want all of you to stand up, really, but this center section, they're going to come down the stairs after they get their gift, go down the center section, everyone cheer, and if you're right by the aisle, please give them high fives and handshakes and all of it. They're going into the larger movement. I would like, if you're in your 20s and 30s, if you're a young adult, stand right there to greet them. Stand right back there in the middle. So go ahead and position yourselves. Go ahead and stand. I would like to first welcome Kate Windsor. Audrey Lewis. Go get him. Mary Emma Gary. Hey. Anna Runnels. And there are some that didn't get in the program, so I apologize. Nick Longcar. Yes. And that is all. And that's all we've got today. So give them another round of applause. The second part of bridging includes welcoming our incoming class of senior high youth group members. So if I could have the senior high youth group stand up here behind me. You guys are still part until you leave officially, so please come help welcome these guys. I am going to call up the incoming freshmen, and if you guys can form like a high five line, and they can run across. Tunnel might be better, but watch out for the chalice. There's an open flame there, after all. All right. We've got a bunch of them, and if I don't call your name, please come up and tell me. We tried to get everyone included, and there's a few that didn't make it in time for the program, but I'm still going to call you. Paige Nemage. Woo! Amelia Schwartz. Come on, Amelia! Damon Padilla. Where are you? Allison Windsor. Shanti Cornell. Tate McHugh. Alexis Smith. Ray Milstead. Abby Smith. Kelsey Kearns. And that's how welcoming these kids are. I mean, we can all learn so much. That we should do this at every new member recognition ceremony. Just saying. Is there anyone going into 9th grade that I've missed? Julia, get up here! Julia! Yay! Anyone else? Can I go sit the top? Lulu! All right. And now I'm going to have, let's all stay up here, and if you've bridged into young adulthood, please sit down right here so Jerry can look at you. Welcome to young adulthood and senior high youth group.
Thanks. So as you can see, it has been an honor and just a real blessing to be a part of this group for the last few years. I want to give a big thank you to all the parents out there that have helped us with this effort, staying up here late at night on lock-ins, and some of you offering your homes at times for such things. And I also want to thank Karen, John, Scott, Dwayne, and Jack, the other advisor team. Really exceptional team of people who we can't do this without. It's been awesome watching you five. I've known some of you since you were freshmen, and every week you inspire all of us. And what you see here today are the thoughts, ideas, and cares of this group. They put this together, and they put it on for you. And this group of seniors, I don't know what to say. They are amazing. The leadership that they display is impressive. In fact, a couple weeks ago, we were in class, and Miriam and Kate came up to me and said, Jerry, we're going to take over class today because we have some planning to do for Youth Sunday. And when you see that, you just step out of the way and let them do it. So I want to say thank you to you five. Thank you for caring. Thank you for inspiring, and thank you for sharing yourselves with us.
And a hand for Jerry, who does so much for our youth. People often say that, they'll look at a stage like this and see this talent and this wisdom and say, look, there's the future of our movement. There's the future of Unitarian Universalism. And I'm here to correct that because they're the now. These folks here are Unitarian Universalists, and they are experts at it. And they bring to us the wisdom that we lose when we leave this age. So thank you to all of you. I'm going to let you close out the service.
That was planned, okay. All right, so please now join me in the words that we end the thing. It's not on here. All right. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we hold in our hearts until we are together again. Awesome.
May you live as though your soul is a fire. Let the kindlings speak through you and warm others, whether it be a burst of flaming embers or darting, fleeting flicker. It is yours, your flame, your soul. Amen.
Let your light shine on. Yeah, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna put it on a stand, I won't give up the fight. I'm gonna stand for courage, I won't be discouraged. Gonna stand in the truth and that the truth is knowledge. I am blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed to have a love like this, like this, like this. Yes, I am a son of the king, I know that I'm accepted. Have a destiny and I won't be rejected. I want you to feel it, so that is why I say this. I let it out, spit these bars, making God famous. I'ma let it shine, little light of mine. Put the news on a stand and I won't let it hide. So you can come and ask and I will tell the truth. Cause my story stands before you and it's living proof. If he did it for me, then he'll do it for you. He's knocking on the door, so what you gonna do? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Will testify and live my life. The grand design, I believe it. Yeah, you're the reason why. Now I see it. No longer faking, no longer confused. So I give you praise cause I love what you do. Cause you give me something people don't understand. Yep, you know you make me wanna be a better man. So I'm gonna go out and talk to your people. Yes, 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 I'm gonna talk to your people. Give them the chance to get up and to hear the truth. And the truth is you're the reason why I'm breathing. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine. Do you wanna be sent to the nation? Are you gonna change your generation? Is it gonna be your motivation? All you gotta do is start a conversation. Do you wanna be sent to the nation? Are you gonna change your generation? Is it gonna be your motivation? All you gotta do is start a conversation.
You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, let it shine, come on. Let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine. So let your light shine.